Hi, I'm Rick Conlow. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to talk to you about superstar leadership. Why not you? See, we don't believe you have to be a celebrity type leader or a CEO or the president of the organization or the top of the heap to be a superstar leader. We've researched this and published the results in our book, Superstar Leadership, a 31-day game plan that'll help you motivate people, coach effectively, communicate positively, and get everybody on your team. See, we believe that in terms of employees, as well as you as a leader, you got a superstar within. Sly and the Family Stone said, everybody is a star. We just add superstar. Why not? Why not think the best? And you know what? We've traveled quite a few places here recently, and I got a slide here that shows you a few pictures of the cities I've been. Big cities, lots of managers, and we found that many managers got this fear, anxiety thing going on, this worry, this disappointment, this frustration thing, and it isn't bringing out the best in their team. It's spilling over and getting people's way. You know, we came across this publication that asked everybody, why do you hate your boss? They came up with 5,000 responses. I have the top 10 here. Let me just touch on a few of them. People hate their boss because they don't communicate, because they lie, because they're indecisive. They favor brown nosers. They don't listen. And you'll see the others that are listed there as well. You know, the number one reason why people quit a job is they hate their boss. That doesn't have to be you. You can be different, and I'm here to tell you how that can be. See, we've looked at the research, and we've got it all in our book. Again, as I mentioned, it's in here, documented, so you can look at that. But I'm going to share with you a piece of it. Here's what we found. According to derailment studies, 50% of managers are failing in their jobs. Now, I don't say that to depress you. I'm telling you, it's an opportunity for you if you do something different, if you do something better. 50% of managers didn't know improving service quality would reduce operating costs. 50% of managers don't understand that people were repeat behavior that is rewarded. 60% of managers didn't think it was right to brag about an employee in front of others. 67%, two-thirds of managers don't set goals with their people in writing. Notice the numbers are getting higher here, okay? In addition, 70% of managers didn't know the best way to solve an employee problem is through a mutual decision-making process. 80% of managers didn't understand when you give performance feedback, it should be specific. I mean, think about that. 80 to 95% of service quality problems are management-related, not employee-related. Usually the employees get blamed for it. And 91% of employees want more recognition. Only half say they get any at all, ever. Wow. How would you grade those managers? That's the universe of managers. What grade would you give them? Would you give them an A, a B, a C? Well, some people would give them a C. Most would give them a D or an F. That's the state of the art in leadership today. Basic leadership and management skills. I'm not talking about the accounting side or the financing side of the business. I'm talking about the people side of the business. Now, this isn't something to get depressed at, as I mentioned. It gives you leverage to be most effective if you become a student of the game. See, it's a fatal flaw to think you can't do anything about it. It's a fatal flaw that says that you can't motivate and inspire your employees to peak performance. It's a fatal flaw that thinks you can't work well with the union. I know, I've done it. You can. It's about treating people with respect and dignity and helping create an environment where you can bring out the best for them to succeed. I don't know what it is about working with people, but, you know, we've made a lot of advancements in technology. You'll see some pictures of a few of those listed up here about what human beings are able to accomplish. And, you know, we've gone from the simple light bulb to the iPhone, you know, and the computers now, it's just amazing. And the automobiles and the TVs and the weapons of mass destruction and human performance in sports, let alone thinking about the universe and where we come from and how we can tap into the atom. Wow. But somehow on the people skill side, we get stuck in terms of what we can really accomplish. And you know what? There is light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to share with you briefly here just the concept of what you could do to have a breakthrough. A breakthrough as much as any of those technologies had in the days they were invented and implemented. So what are they? in our book, we talk about the superstar leadership model, and based on the research, and I shared part of that with you earlier, we found 9 strategies that leaders need to do all the time, consistently, with a sense of urgency and passion and integrity in what they do. It's the planning and goal setting, it's the training, it's the communication, it's the coaching, it's the leadership flexibility, it's recognition, it's promotions and incentives, it's having an attitude of continuous improvement, and then hiring smart and effectively to get the best people. All of that goes together, and it's about how we work together one-on-one and as a team to be most effective. We found that leaders do those things to break through. Now, one of the problems is a lot of times some say, well, I did training once. Well, that's not enough. Or, yeah, I do coaching when people have bad performance. No, coaching is for everybody, and it's need to be all the time. It's both formal and informal. That's part of becoming the student of the game. What does it take? What do the best of the best do, see? And how can you use that to break through in what you do? That's what we're saying. And then, in addition to that, 2 key values we found of leaders. One is integrity, doing business right with the highest level of ethics, being willing to admit a mistake, following through on your commitments, and then caring about people. Really, the bottom line to success as a leader is that if your people succeed, you succeed. You've got to have a genuine interest in their success. They will know if you don't, by your actions, by your attitude, by how you treat them. Wow, that's what's different from what most managers are doing out there. That's why they're failing. What most managers care about is their own pocketbook or career advancement, looking good so they can move up. We're talking about a different approach, a more other-focused approach, not a self-focused, in terms of the integrity and caring in terms of relating to people. And we find out this is that if it's important to you, you'll find a way to get it done. If not, you'll have an excuse. And we hear lots of excuses of managers, why they can't get better people in the hiring process, why they don't have time to communicate, why they can't coach, why they don't have time to do training, because it's not important to them. And then what they do is reap the results. They reap the results of what they sowed in terms of how they treated people. And they get poor results, mediocre results. That's part of the reason why the economy stagnates. Everybody's focused on the fear and the negative emotions, and they're out to get what they want, not what helping other people succeed. And they don't tap into the superstar potential that they have or that their people have. And they do have it. Look at little Julian Newman here. A 5th grader, think about this, and he's made the varsity basketball team. Look him up online and you'll see pictures of him shooting like crazy, dribbling all over everybody, and what he epitomizes is the potential in people. See, he had a father that coached him, that helped him, he wants to play the game, and he made the varsity team. I mean, that's unheard of. And that's the kinds of results you can achieve. Or how about this little old grandma? Regardless, she's going to hopscotch anyway. Right? She's going to do it. That's the attitude. No excuses to get it done. And that's what we talk about in our book, Superstar Leadership. Lots of examples. But the 9 strategies that I talked to you about, as well as the values, the 2 key values. See, sometimes we hear from managers, well, I've heard about that before. I went a seminar on that before. I went to a leadership program, but here's the problem. If you know something, but you never use it, do you really know it? And if you have a skill but never use it, can you really do it? No, you got to be a student of the game. You got to be a student of the game. And we say this, if you want your team to be better, you have to be better as a leader. So it's continuous improvement right here. That's the sign of a superstar. Hey, I thank you for listening in, and I look forward to catching you next time. Take care.